My name is Jessie and I have Marfan syndrome. Hey everybody, what's up, what's new, what's blue? Leave it down in the comments down below because I would like to know how you guys are doing today. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to hit the subscribe button down below and don't forget to hit the bell right next to it so you get notified every time I post. February is a huge month for a lot of people out there. The reason being is because it is Marfan Syndrome Awareness Month. Marfan Syndrome is actually classed as an invisible disability, and a lot of people out there don't really know exactly what it is. So with this video I'm going to kind of explain what it is and who is affected by it, and I'm also going to go into detail as to the visual effects that I have, the non-visual effects that I have, how I deal with certain things on a day-to-day basis, and go from there. So what is Marfan syndrome? Well, Marfan syndrome is a genetic disorder that affects the connective tissue in your body. The connective tissue holds everything together, from your body cells to your organs to your ligaments, everything. It connects everything in your body. And because of this disorder, it can in turn cause your body to not grow or develop properly. So the connective tissue is actually made up of proteins, and one of the proteins is called fibrillin fibrillin 1. And what happens with the fibrillin 1 is the Marfans, it will actually cause a mutation in that gene to stop your body from telling it to make that protein. And so in turn it will cause the connective tissue to basically shut down and go rogue. Alright, so who has this condition? Well, about 1 in every 5,000 people do develop this condition. No matter what gender, race, ethnic group, it doesn't really matter. However, it is more seen in women over men, but it is quite frequently seen in men as well. So approximately 3 out of 4 people inherit this from their parents, meaning the mutation was passed down from said parent. Once a person is diagnosed with Marfan syndrome, any child that is born from that person has a 50% chance of developing the same genetic mutation. So I have the long, slender fingers. A lot of people just called them piano fingers before I was diagnosed with Marfan syndrome, but now that I know that I do have Marfan syndrome, I know that they're not just piano fingers, but they are long, they are skinny, and like, I can tell you how skinny they are. My ring finger is a 4.5 for rings. And also long toes. Long toes. Can't really see from that way, but if I were to turn my foot around, you would see my toes are like fairly long, like that long. So yeah, long fingers, long toes. I have really long arms. My height is 5'8", that is 63 inches tall, and my arm length from fingertip to fingertip when I stand like I am on a cross, it's 81 inches long, so it's like just under 20 inches more than my body height. I am really tall, like I said. I'll stand up and show you. So my legs are really long and like just all together. So if I stand like this, my arm span from fingertip to fingertip is longer from head to toe. So yeah. Another thing that I have is, a defect called pectus excavatum, also known as funnel chest. So basically right down here, right down the middle, I have an indent. So if I turn to the side, you can see that my ribs go inwards. And then if I turn to the front, you can see that indent right there. Another visual effect that I have is double jointed. So I can go like this with this finger, I can go like that with that finger, I can go like this with my thumb. Alright, I can bend my fingers back, like fairly far. And my wrist. This is also another sign. If you can touch your fingertips, if not more, around your wrist, that is another sign as well. So it's not easy living with Marfan syndrome, to be honest, but I will go into that after I divulge my non-visual effects. So with my non-visual effects, one of them does span from the pectus excavatum, so I will incorporate my MRI picture when I come to that part. So I have really bad vision, like I'm extremely nearsighted, and then the retina in my right eye, or not the retina, sorry, the lens in my right eye is slightly displaced, so it's not covering the pupil properly, so that kind of makes my vision a little bit more blurry than it already is. And I also have weakness in 3 spots in my right retina, so that is one of the non-visual effects that I do have. Like, people see me wearing glasses, but they don't know how bad my vision actually is. Heart condition. I have a heart condition, and I do have an underlying heart condition from before I got diagnosed, due to my thyroid, and I did get my thyroid removed, so I have a scar right here for that. So yeah, I had my thyroid removed because of that. I suffered heart failure and cardiac arrest in 2016, and when they revived me, my heart was only at 20% function, and so they had me on heart medication and blood thinners because I had a blood clot in my heart, and I think the blood clot was part and parcel to the Marfan syndrome, which I'll kind of go into a little bit more detail in a moment here. So the underlying heart condition that I have is called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. So with that, it means that the left side of my heart is larger than the right. So it's kind of scary having that. And then the Marfan syndrome on top of that, it also adds on to the heart problems. My aortic valve is dilated to 4.2 centimeters. And normally it is only, in a normal average person, it's supposed to be 2.5 centimeters. So if it gets to 5 centimeters, I'm going to have to get it surgically repaired. Another thing that goes on with my heart, which is where the MRI comes into play, the pectus excavatum is actually compressing my heart and pushing it off to the side. So basically, in the MRI, what you're going to see is you're going to kind of see the round spots that look like an M, and then you're going to look and you're going to see a little indent there, and then you'll see there's a white spot right underneath that, like at the top, underneath that M. That's my heart. And if you look real close in the middle, you'll see that part of my heart is actually being pushed down. So it'll go around, and then it'll go down, up, and then into the side. So the MRI picture that I am going to show you, it kind of looks a little weird because one of my lungs is not showing in this picture that I got of it. But don't worry, my lung is there. So as of right now, my heart is now functioning at 35 to 40%. Ouch. And when I am active, my heart is functioning from 45 to 50%. I know it seems really weird, but apparently when you're exercising, they want to see that your heart function actually improves. So that's a good thing that my heart function did improve when I was exercising during my exercise stress test. So I'm going to stop jibber-jabbering for a moment and I'm going to show you guys my MRI. Okay, so because she is, little Missy down here, is so active, I'm just going to pick her up and hold her. This is Petal. She's been a very good support through this whole thing. She is, I think it's the 11th tomorrow. On the 11th, she'll be 3 months, so that's super exciting. She's in the biting phase. So, very active. Anyways, so yeah, she's been a really big help. Especially through everything that I've been going through. I'm grabbing her toy. Here. There you go. Okay, so I've been experiencing a lot of pain. I am on narcotic painkillers like Percocets, T3s plus codeine, oxycodone. Like, I'm on a lot of different painkillers for the pain that I'm experiencing. Because I do get chest pain up to 4 times a day, sometimes more depending on how stressed I am. And so yeah, there's actually points in time where my spine, right in between my shoulder blades, will actually slip out of place a little bit, and it will put a lot of pressure onto my chest and cause it to hurt. So for example, today, this morning I was in an extreme amount of pain. I woke up in a lot of pain because not only was my hip hurting because the connective tissue had actually wrapped around my sciatic nerve and is pinching it. I also had this issue with my spine. So what I had to do was I had tried rubbing a tennis ball, or I don't know if it was a tennis ball, but it was a ball. It was one of her balls. I leaned up against the wall and I kind of like rolled my upper back on it to try and loosen it up, and then I had Dustin crack right in between my shoulder blades to try and release that pressure and put that disc back in. And it did help a little bit, but I was still in quite a bit of pain. So I took a Percocet, and now I'm to the point where I'm relaxed enough for me to actually be able to sit up and do what I have to do. So yeah, that's actually one of the major reasons why I haven't been posting videos lately, since the video I posted of Petal, because of the fact that I've been in so much pain, I've been stressed, I've been going to countless doctor's appointments. Like, I've been extremely busy, so I haven't had the time to post. So now that I actually have a moment to record a video and sit down and talk to you guys, it works out. So I do go through a lot of pain, but I am so happy that I have the supports that I have. I have my father, I have Dustin, of course, I have Petal, I have my mom, my sister. They both have Marfan syndrome as well. So they know exactly what I'm going through. The only thing that they don't have is the pectus excavata, and that's the one thing that they don't have that I do, which is really frustrating. So I went to go see my lungs specialist, and he said that my lungs are functioning at 92%, so that's actually fantastic. At least something is functioning right, out of the 2 that could be affected by Marfan's. So that's basically what I'm going through right now. It's not easy, but I'm getting through it. The painkillers are working. Doctor's appointments. I go to see an aortic specialist here at some point, hopefully soon. And once I see that doctor, I have to talk to my lung doctor, and then they're going to collab and see if I'll be able to get the pectus surgery to repair that so that they can get the pectus off my heart. and then the aortic replacement surgery, as well as probably what I'm going to have to go through as well. So there's a lot going on. So yeah, if I don't post a lot, I do apologize, but I'm going to try to post as much as I can with what I'm going through, and you know what Dustin and I are going through, and you know there's just a lot. So please bear with me, and we'll get through this together. So that is it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you did, leave a friendly comment down below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!